Hi guys, so this is Abhilasha Sharma, and I was watching the video of Ali Abdal, and he told me, you should just go ahead and start your YouTube channel, and you should just pick up a book or whatever you want to talk about. Just go ahead and shoot your channel, shoot your video. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to open a random page of this book. If you can read it, it is okay. This is going to come inverted in your screen, but this is The Courage to be Disliked, and it is by Ishiro Kishimi and Fumite Koga, and these are the right authors, and these guys are amazing. And we are just gonna read a random page. Okay, so how exactly this book goes? There is one author, there is one youth, and there's another one is a philosopher, and they both are having a conversation. Why exactly you're going to watch my video? That's another question. So, if you are missing a friend and you're just going to have, your food, or if you want to study, but you just want somebody to just keep on talking and talking and talking, that's going to be me. I'm going to be your bedside buddy now for at least 30 days or 50 days. Okay, he told me you have to create at least 52 videos, so I'm going to create 52 videos. So at least for 52 days, you're going to have a friend and me, and we are going to have a lot of fun. And you are, oh my god, this is hard, to be able to speak to a camera. I mean, it is as if swim. Okay, I'm going to imagine you are there and I'm speaking directly to you. I have to improve a lot of shit. Okay, if this video gets at least 50 likes, I will start dressing up better. Yeah, let's do this. The more views I'm going to get and the more likes I'm going to get, the more support you're going to give me, the more I'm going to improve myself. So that's how you are going to be my friend. Okay, let's do this chapter, or let's start from the initiation. Let's start from the beginning, not initiation. Oh god, what's happening to my vocabulary? Let's start the first chapter. I'm going to just read out the chapter to you. Let's hope I'm good at reading. Let's do some sort of modulation as well. The youth. Youth is a random guy and he went to the philosopher. The more I'm going to read, the more you're going to understand how exactly this book is going to keep coming on. Okay, youth. I want to ask you once again, you do believe that the world is in all ways a simple place? Philosopher. Yes, this world is astonishingly simple, and life itself is too. Okay, so they are having conversation, and I'm the narrator here for you. And I hope your food is good. And if you're studying, keep on studying. I'm just here. Okay. So then youth says, so in this your idealistic argument, or is it a workable theory? What I mean is, are you saying that any issues you or I face in life are simple too? Philosopher. Yes, of course. Youth. Alright then. But let me explain why I have come to visit you today. Firstly, I want to debate this with you until I am satisfied. And then, if possible, I want to get you to retract your this theory. He is challenging the philosopher that you have to retract your theory that life is simple and the world is simple too. Okay? And the philosopher says, ha ha. Okay, so now the youth is a little bit, I know, triggered because the philosopher just laughed at him. The youth says, because I really like that the youth is very earnest and he's very honest in his asking, and he really want to go at it. And this video is going to be 1 hour long, and we just have been 4 minutes in. I hope you're enjoying it. If you're not, I hope you're enjoying my voice because I have improved that as well. And if my voice is good, please guys subscribe the channel. I really want to do this for a long time. I enjoy talking to people. Okay, that was a lie. I don't enjoy talking to people a lot, and that's the reason I'm doing this. And that is a mandir, if you don't know. And if you guys know, that's a mandir. Behind that, that's a kitchen. And this is Abhilasha. Repeat with me. This is Abhilasha Sharma. My name is Abhilasha Sharma. Okay. We are not going to further derail. You know, I do love myself. I'm my favorite. Okay, now what exactly youth says? Youth says, because I have heard all about your reputation, the word is that there is an eccentric philosopher living here whose teachings and arguments are hard to ignore. Namely, they that people can change, that the world is simple, and that everyone can be happy. That is the sort of thing I have heard, but I find that view totally unacceptable. So I wanted to confirm things for myself. If I find anything you say completely off, I will point it out and then correct you. But will you find that annoying? Uh-oh. He is triggering him back. The philosopher says, no, I would welcome the opportunity. I have been hoping to hear from a younger person just like you and to learn as much as possible from what you can tell me. We are going to read this entire book. I'm loving this book. Really. Youth says, thanks, talks a lot. I do not intend to dismiss you out of hand. I will take your views into consideration and then look at the possibilities that present themselves. This world is simple, and life is simple too. If there is anything in this thesis that might contain truth, it would be life from a child's point of view. He's triggering him. Children do not have any obvious duties like paying taxes or going to work. They are protected by their parents and societies. Mummy, I have no idea whether that the camera is catching or not, but she was playing something. Let's talk something about the book is going to keep happening and the book is amazing. But let's talk about something you. What exactly is your name? So I'm going to imagine your name is Rama. I love Rama. So your name is Rama now. So how are you, Rama, today? Are you enjoying your food? You're enjoying this book more? You want me to keep on reading? I will shut myself and read. As you say, my friend, as you say. The world is simple and life is simple too. If there's anything in this thesis that might contain truth, it would be from life from a child's point of view. Children do not have any obvious duties like paying taxes or going to work. They are protected by their parents and society and can spend days free from care. They can imagine a future that goes on forever and do whatever they want. They don't have to see reality, they are blindfolded. So, to them, the world must have a simple form. However, as a child matures to adulthood, the world reveals its true nature. Very shortly, the child will know how things really are and what he is really allowed to do. His opinion will alter, and all he will see is impossibility. His romantic view will end and will be replaced by cruel realism. Okay. Philosopher says, I see. That is an interesting view. Okay, my modulation was not there. I will modulate better. Youth. That's not all. Once grown up, the child will get entangled in all kinds of complicated relationships with people and have all kinds of responsibilities thrust upon him. This is how life will be, both at work and at home, and in any role he assumes in public life. It goes without saying that he will become aware of the various issues in society that he couldn't understand as a child. including discrimination, war, inequality, and he will not be able to ignore them. Am I wrong? It sounds fine to me. Please continue. Well, if we were still living at a time when religion held sway, salvation might be an option because the teachings of the divine were everything to us. All we had to do was obey them and consequently have little to think about. But religion has lost its power, and now there is no real belief in God. With nothing to rely on, everyone is filled with anxiety and doubt. Everyone is living for themselves. That is how society is today. So please tell me, given these realities and in the light of what I have said, can you still say the world is simple? And the philosopher says, with complete calm and composition, there is no change to what I say. The world is simple, and life is simple too. Youth. How? Anyone can see that it's a chaotic mess of contradictions. Philosopher. That is not because the world is complicated. It's because you are making the world complicated. Da da da. Okay. Um, it's a bulb movement. In Hindi, we are going to say "Dimag ki batti jali," but again, I have to repeat this thing. I mean, I just love this line. That is because the world is that is not because the world is complicated. It is because you are making the world complicated. Okay, so it is our making. It's not the world. Okay, philosopher. And the youth says, I am. I am making the world complicated. It is not complicated. Good to know. And the philosopher says, none of us live in an objective world, but instead a subjective world that we ourselves have given meaning to. The world you see is different from the one I see, and it's impossible to share your world with anyone else. Just imagine the line. I have to repeat this. Sorry, I'm repeating a lot. None of us live in an objective world, but instead in a subjective world that we ourselves have given a meaning to. The world you see is different from the one I see, and it's impossible to share your world with anyone else. And in this, I have written, if you can see my handwriting in blue, my nail paint is looking good now. I like the color. So Rama, let me continue. We are living in different worlds at the same time. To know someone, you need to know the meaning of their world. So we all are indeed living in a different world. What do you think, Rama? Are we not? I mean, I think your world must be very different. The kind of food that you are eating, I probably won't eat ever. Not because I won't like it, but it's just because our world is so different. Maybe you are a non-vegetarian and maybe I am a vegetarian. Who knows? So in this, yeah, social views, political views, economic views, our economies must be different, our languages must be different. We might share the same language as English, but our mother tongue must be different. So भांति भांति के लोग, प्रांत प्रांत के लोग, it's something like that. The youth says, how can that be? You and I are living in the same country, in the same time, and we are saying the same things, aren't we? Philosopher, you look rather young to me, but you have ever drunk well water that has just been drawn? What? Youth. Well water. It was a long time ago. but there was a well at my grandmother's house in the countryside. I remember enjoying the fresh, cold water drawn from the well on a hot summer's day. Philosopher. You may know this, but well water stays at pretty much the same temperature all year around, at about 18 degrees. That is an objective number. It stays the same to everyone who measures it. But when you drink the water in summer, it seems cool. And when you drink the same water in the winter, it seems warm. Even though it's the same water at the same degrees, at the same 18 degrees, according to thermometer, the way it seems depends on whether it's summers or the winter. So it seems the world is just not changing. It's an objective world. But the kind of parameters that comes with it, they keeps on changing. And maybe because of the parameters we think that the world is changing and we are the parameters. I'm not talking about an objective scale, I'm talking about us. We as a parameter go and see and think that our world is something else because we are the one who are giving meaning. Okay, so I'm taking sign drama here. I'm with the philosopher, but I do think that way. And the youth says, so it's an illusion caused by the change in the environment. And the philosopher says, no, it's not an illusion. You see, to you, in that moment, the coolness or the warmth of the well water is an undeniable fact. That's what it means to live in your subjective world. There is no escape from your own subjectivity. At present, the world seems complicated and mysterious to you. But if you change, the world will appear more simple. The issue is not about how the world is, but how you are. And the youth says, how I am. Philosopher says, right, how you are. It is as if you see the world through dark glasses. So naturally, everything seems dark. But if that is the case, instead of lamenting about the world's darkness, you could just remove the glasses. Perhaps the world will appear terribly bright to you. Then, and you will involuntarily shut your eyes. Maybe you will want the glasses back on. But can you even take them off in the first place? Can you look directly at the world? Do you have the courage? The courage to be disliked. I think the philosopher has the courage to be disliked. Youth. Courage. Philosopher. Yes, it's a matter of courage. Youth. Well, alright. There are tons of objections I would like to raise, but I get the feeling it would be better to go into them later. I would like to confirm that you are saying people can change, right? And the philosopher says, of course, people can change. They can also find happiness. Youth, everyone, without exception. Everyone among us can find happiness. I actually read something about this that happiness is very subjective. If you are born with a very depressive mind, it is going to be very impossible for you to find happiness. But here the philosopher is saying that you can find happiness. So what I read was some sort of a research paper, Rama. So, but here he is saying that you can find happiness, and it is for everybody without exception. So, we are going to dig deeper in this. It's amazing. I told you this book is amazing. I'm going to bring you very amazing book. The next book. Okay. This is the art of thinking clearly. Can you read this? Everything is going to come inverted. But this is the art of thinking clearly. You know, you should start reading inverted. Be a little bit dyslexic for me. Can't you? Okay, don't be dyslexic. I don't wish that upon you. It's 20 minutes in and your food is done, and I think you are cleaning your room. I don't know. I wish you have a left of good habits. And after eating, you for some reason cleaning your room, or you're just cleaning your plates, and I'm there. I'm still talking. I'm still reading this book to you. And if you're about to sleep, I'm going to read this book. I just hope I'm not too loud. Okay, so youth. Now it's the time for youth, and the youth says, haha, now you're talking big. This is getting interesting. I'm going to start arguing with you immediately. Philosopher. I'm not going to run away or hide anything. Let's take our time debating this. So, your passion is people cannot change. Sorry, your position is. Your position is people cannot change. And the youth. That's right. They can't change. I've seen them. I've seen all of them. Actually, I am suffering myself because of not being able to change. Philosopher. And at the same time, you wish you could. Don't you wish it? Don't you wish it? Just like me. Tata, tata. I cannot sing now. This is YouTube. That is. Please, YouTube, do not delete this. It was a very old song. I don't know if YouTube has the copyright or not. Let's hope they have the copyright. I seriously do not have shit. No, I'm worried. Okay, let's leave that. It will happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. I cannot get that thing out of my brain. Why did I sing that song? Youth. Of course, if I could change, if I could start life all over again, I would gladly fall to my knees before you. But it could turn out that you will be down on your knees before me. For some reason, you just believe that it's not going to happen for him. Philosopher. You remind me of myself during my own student days. When I was a hot blooded young man searching for the truth, traipsing about calling on philosophers. Youth. You know what? Yes, I am searching for the truth about life. Philosopher. I have never felt the need to take in disciples and have never done so. However, since becoming a student of Greek philosophy and then coming into contact with another philosophy, I have been waiting for a long time for a visit from a young person just like you. Ta-ta-da, ta-da-da-da. Youth. Another philosophy? What would that be? Philosopher. My study is just over there. Go into it. It's going to be a long night. I will go and make some hot coffee. Okay, that was philosopher. I have modulated it wrong. Okay, something I have written. I would like to read it to you. It was not a part of a book, and it's not what the book says, but something I just wrote. So I wanted to read it to you, Rama. So I'm just gonna read it to you. So exactly how this wood is supposed to be. On close examination, the world does look like a catastrophe, something meaningful and something that you can mock about. How come such a world come into existence? It's a power play, or probably that nature of the people who have made this world. All in all, what we have of this world is alive and dead people who in some way have influenced the complexities of this world. So, what kind of people do we have here? We have all sorts of people: jealous, insecure, passionate, curious, aloof, kind, killers, nurturers, deceptives. But you can never tell who you are going to meet with. Or maybe you need to shed away this need to know people. To understand, this is something that I have been telling to myself, that you have to shed away this need to know people. To understand people, probably life is required to accept as it comes. So I'm saying three to four things. That first of all, when I'm talking about this world, I'm saying that it is about the people who actually made this world. All the complexities is because yes, the world is subjective, but again, the world has been created by people. We are all the time designing this world. For example, if we are designing a building, we had we had designed buildings that were actually good for, oh, just a second. I think I have a boil. Can you see? There's nothing. Probably done. It's 27 minutes. I'm just going to do this for 3 minutes more. Yeah, I told you I will do it for 1 hour. But you know what? Yeah, you want me to read it? Okay. How do you know I haven't completed reread it? Yes, do you have to shed away the need to know people, to understand people? Probably life is required to be accepted as it comes. But then, the game of life and the people can take you down. In this game of life, we have some key players in situations, religions, genders, beauty, education, reality. Big words. So what exactly I want to say is, it's a very different opinion from this book, but the opinion of me is of mine is, uh, that what we do think that, why am I doing this with my face? I should not. Okay, sorry. So what exactly I think is, you people are making me better. How do I represent myself? How do I talk to people? How this whole thing is going to happen? How I am going to play with a bottle? I see Ali Abdal doing this, and he said that it makes people think. Maybe you are going to, I'm not going to show you anything. This was just a bottle. Are you curious? What kind of bottle is this? Come on, three guesses. You can comment it. It's a good one. Okay. I keep on forgetting what I was saying. So yeah, that's my belief that the philosopher is saying that the world is simple, and the world is we are the one who are making it very complex. Otherwise, the world is simple. But my belief is, if the world is not simple, it is still complex because world has been created by people. You cannot say that it is given. We are still not in the jungle. Jungle was given to us. That could have been simple or complex as per our subjectivity. But now this world is our creation, and we are living in this world. And if we are living in our own creation, that means it has some of our nature, and our nature is complex. We are complex people. We are not simple people. As I already said that we are jealous, we are insecure, we are passionate, we are curious, we are aloof, we are kind, we are killers, we are nurturers, we are deceptors. So we have all these qualities, and it shows in the world. When you talk about the world, it is not, I know it's a contradictory belief, but that's my belief. I do not think, I'm with the youth. I do not think that this world is simple. I just don't go along with the philosophers. Another thing that I have written is on this book, it is mine. I have written how life has been hating on us as if you just cannot play the game, as she doesn't want. In the grip of life where everything seems to coming to an end or to fruition, I have nothing but me. As if that has been throughout the lesson to know thyself. And that is also the Greek philosophy that when you are in the grip of life, all you have is yourself. That's all you have. You don't have anything else. So that's there. Now let's read. The unknown third giant. Youth. A moment ago, you used the word another philosophy. But I have heard that your specialty is in Greek philosophy. Philosopher. Yes, Greek philosophy has been central to my life ever since I was a teenager. The great intellectual figures, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. I'm translating a work by Plato at the moment, and I expect to spend the rest of my life studying classical Greek thought. Youth. Well, then, what is the other philosophy? Philosopher. It is a completely new school of psychology that was established by the Austrian psychiatrist Alfred Adler. At the beginning of the 20th century, in this country, it is generally referred to as Adlerian psychology. Youth. Huh. I never would have imagined that a specialist in Greek philosophy would be interested in psychology. Philosopher. I'm not very familiar with the paths taken by other schools of psychology. However, I think it is a fair to say that Alderian psychology is clearly in line with Greek philosophy, and that is a proper field of study. Youth. I have a passing knowledge of the psychology of fruit and junk, a fascinating field. Now they are talking, the friends. And the philosopher says, yes, fruit and junk are both renowned. Even here, Adler was one of the original core member of the Vienna Psychoanalytic Society, which was led by Freud. His ideas were counter to Freud's, and he split from the group and proposed an individual psychology. based on his own original theories. Youth, individual psychology, another odd term. So Adler was a disciple of Freud's philosopher. No, he was not. That misconception is common. We must dispel it. For one thing, Adler and Freud were relatively close in age, and the relationship they formed as researchers was founded upon equal footing. In this respect, Adler was very different from Jung, who revered Freud as a father figure. Though psychology primarily tends to be associated with Freud and Jung, Adler is recognized throughout the rest of the world along with Freud and Jung as one of the three giants in this field. Youth. I see. I should have studied it more. Philosopher. I suppose it's only natural you haven't heard of Adler. As he himself said, there might come a time when one will not remember my name. People might even have forgotten that our school ever existed. That he went on to say it didn't matter. That implications being that if his school were forgotten, it would be because his ideas had outgrown the bounds of a single area of scholarship and became commonplace and a feeling shared by everyone. For example, Dale Carnegie, who wrote the international bestseller How to Win Friends and Influence People and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, referred to Adler as a great psychologist who devoted his life to researching humans and their latent abilities. The influence of Adler thinking is clearly present throughout his writing. And in Stephen Hawking's The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, much of the content closely resemble Adler's ideas. In other words, rather than being a strict area of scholarship, Alderian psychology is accepted as a realization, a culmination of truth and of human understanding. Yet, Elder's ideas are said to have been 100 years ahead of their time and even today we have not managed to fully comprehend them. That is how truly groundbreaking they are. Youth. So, your theories are developed not from Greek philosophy initially, but from the viewpoint of Alderian psychology? Is that what you're saying? Philosopher. Yes, that's right. Youth. Okay, there's one more thing I'd like to ask you about basic stance. Are you a philosopher or you a psychologist? Philosopher. I am a philosopher, a person who lives philosophy. And for me, Alderian psychology is a form of thought that is in line with Greek philosophy, and that is philosophy. Youth. Alright then, let's get started. We have the coffee and we have you. Let's get started. There's something I've written on this page and I would like to you guys to read. And I have a dandruff a little bit. Talking about each and everything. I don't know whether anybody is going to ever watch this video. This video is going to get buried like mummies, or it is going to get alive and a lot of people are gonna watch it. My stupidity. I don't no idea. Mm-hmm. That was not a song. We are striving for power, blind power, Or maybe in this world, we are just looking for a safe hideout. But when death is so real, why do we long for life to never end? Why do we have the fear of losing this self? Somewhere we have accumulated this self that is so dear to us that no matter what, we want to keep it safe. But what is the point for such a self? Why are we here? Why just can't we leave this world? But then what is the point? I am in a game where I was never asked whether or not I want to play this game. Ta-da! This is not related to anything that we have been reading, but something I just, when I'm reading a book and I get very contradictory thoughts, and then I am like where I should write, and then I will be writing it on the book. So it's a very contradictory thought because these guys are going in a flow and they are saying, life is not a game. Nobody is saying life is a game, but the more I'm say watching them talking, I'm seeing a game is being played. I'm reading a game, I'm reading a story, and it's a game that is going on. Somebody is coming, somebody is going, somebody is coming up with a question, somebody is going with an answer. It's a game that is coming up. So that's the thought that I have in my head, and I'm just thinking whether I would have played this game. Whether we, because this guy just went to the philosopher and he is just asking all these questions, and the youth is asking all these questions, and he is bound to ask all these questions. Something has made him like that. You know what? If there out there, there's a philosopher, and he is asking all these questions, then probably if a philosopher is saying life is too simple and it is triggering me, then I should just go ahead and ask these questions. He has been made and built like that. And philosopher who is saying life is simple, he has been built to see life is simple. I mean that is my idea. Life, like if you have been built that way, you're going to see life that like that. It is a game, according to me, but the philosopher has been saying repeatedly that it is not a game, life is simple. Or maybe it's a simple game, we just don't know how to play it. Youth. First, let's plan. What should we read Animal Farm next or meditations from, yeah, meditations. I have meditations with me, and I don't think meditations are going to come with copyright issue. So let's do meditation next. That will be good. 1 hour on meditation. The English is going to be complex, and we have to comprehend everything, and we have to decode everything. What exactly he wants to say, and I'm going to brainstorm it with you. Yeah, on YouTube you're going to find a lot of people, but that's how I think it's even going to promote reading. The more I'm going to read, the more you're going to be, because I'm not going to read the entire book. I'm going to read some of it, and then I'm going to leave the book. Or do you want me to read the entire book? Because that's going to be a copyright issue. But I think I can read a bit of it, and I can promote this book so that you people can read it. Because the book is good. The Courage to be Disliked. It's a nice book. Okay. Youth. No, no, the youth is not coughing, it's me. First, let's plan the points of discussion. You say people can change. Then you take it a step further, saying that everyone can find happiness. Philosopher, yes, everyone, without exception. Youth. Let's save the discussion about happiness for later and address the change first. Because he wants to change, so he wants to address the change first. Because he wants to know how exactly you can change. Yay, baby, let's change. Who doesn't want to change? Even I want to change. If you want me to change, you have to subscribe to this channel and give me 50 likes. If I get 50 likes, I will change. Are you with me? Okay. What do you want me to change? First, my hair. You don't like it? I can do it with glasses. I don't wear glasses. These are from my mother's. How do I look in glasses? I cannot see a thing. I have to cringe my eyes. Hmm, not that bad. That's a nice look. Okay, I changed the look. I'm thinking I'm going to get a. And here's the book. Let's read the book. Everyone wishes they could change. I know I do, and I'm sure everyone you might stop and ask on the street would agree. But why does everyone feel they want to change? There's only one answer, because they cannot change. If it were easy for people to change, they wouldn't spend so much time wishing they could. No matter how much they wish it, people cannot change. And that's why there are always so many people getting taken in any. Okay, the word is not clear here. Taken in by, I'm going with by. Taken in by new religions and dubious self help seminars and any preachings on how everyone can change. Am I wrong? Philosopher. Well, in response, I had like, I had asked, why are you so adamant that people can't change? Youth. Here's why. I have a friend, a guy who has shut himself in his room for several years. He wishes he could go out and even thinks he would like to have a job if possible. So he wants to change the way he is. I say this as his friend, but I assure you he is very serious person who could be of a great use to society, except that he is afraid to leave his room. If he takes even a single step outside, he suffers palpitations and his arms and legs shake. It's a kind of neurosis or a panic, I suppose. He wants to change, but he cannot. Philosopher. Why do you think the reason is that he can't go out? Youth. I'm not really sure. It could be because of his relationship with his parents or because he was bullied at school or work. He might have experienced a kind of trauma from something like that. But then it could be the opposite. Maybe he was too pampered as a child and can't face the reality. I just don't know. I can't pry into his past or his family situation. Philosopher. So you were saying there were incidents in your friend's past that became the cause of trauma or something similar, and as a result he can't go out anymore? Youth. Of course, before an effect there's a cause. There's nothing mysterious about that. Before an effect there is a cause. There's always a cause before an effect. I don't believe that, because people come with these traits, and there's just no cause behind them. If we are going to talk about some, I'm not talking about every, but if we are going to talk about some narcissistic people, there is just no cause. They are some, not everybody. Some, they are born in affluent family, they are rich, they have every damn thing. They just don't have to be narcissistic, but they are narcissistic. What is the point? How exactly you can be narcissistic when life has given you everything? I mean, some psychologists do say that that's a coping mechanism. Narcissism is a sort of a coping mechanism somebody has developed. So that's my take on that. That's just not the thing. No, no, that's just not the thing. Before an effect, there's a cause, but not every time. Philosopher. Then perhaps the cause of his not being able to go out anymore in the home during his childhood, he was abused by his parents and reached adulthood without ever feeling love. And that's why he is afraid of interacting with people and why he can't go out. It's feasible, isn't it? Youth. Yes, it's entirely feasible. I had imagined that would be really challenging. Philosopher. And then you say before an effect, there's a cause. Or, in the other words, who I am now, the effect is determined by the occurrences in the past, the causes. Do I understand correctly? Let me just repeat this thing so you and I have understood. If you have understood, it's all right. But I'm going to repeat it from this. Who I am now, the effect is determined by the occurrences in the past, the causes. Do I understand it correctly? You says you do. Philosopher. So, if here and now of everyone in this world is due to their past incidents, according to you, wouldn't things turn up out very strange? Don't you see? Everyone who has grown up abused by his or her parents would have to suffer the same effects as your friend and become a recluse, or the whole idea just doesn't hold water. That is, if the past actually determines the present and the causes control the effects. So he is saying what I have been saying is that it's not very necessary. It's not very necessary that if there's an effect, there has to be a cause. Because if that was the situation, life would have been very simple. It would have been just like a mathematical equation for all of us, that there's this x we are putting and this is the y that we are getting. But that's not the thing. We are putting the x, but we are getting the whole A to Z. Right? That's what is happening in the life. Right, Rama? So that's life, and I think I and philosopher agree on this point. Now, what the youth says. Youth says, what exactly are you getting at? Philosopher. If we focus, if we focus only on the past causes and try to explain things solely through causes and effect, we end up in the determinism. Because what this says is that our present and our future have already been decided by past occurrences and are unalterable. Am I wrong? Just imagine if all our lives have been already decided and then there is no free will. We are going to be like robots in a video game. All we can do is right, left, this kick, that gun, that gun. That's it. But that's not the thing with us. We can do much more. We can just change our lives no matter what kind of past we had. Don't you think, Rama? That's the story of ours. Yes, you do agree with me, right? You're done with cleaning your room? Not yet. Keep on cleaning. I'm here. I will be reading to you, and it's 54 minutes in. 6 minutes more, and then I will say my goodbyes to you, and then I will go. And yes, you can give me a whole list of changes that you want me to do, and then I will change my whole thing. Youth. So you are saying that past doesn't matter. Philosopher. Yes. Yes. That is the standpoint of Eldarian psychology. Youth. I see. The point of conflict seems a bit clearer. But look, if we go by your version, wouldn't that ultimately mean that there's no reason my friend can't go out anymore? Because you are saying that past incidents don't matter. I'm sorry, but that's completely out of the question. There has to be some reason behind his seclusion. There had to be, otherwise, no explanation. Philosopher. Indeed, there would be no explanation. So, in Aldarian psychology, we do not think about past causes, but rather about present goals. Youth, present goals, philosopher. Your friend is insecure, so he can't go out. Think about it another way around. He doesn't want to go out, so he is creating a state of anxiety. Is anxiety our creation? Can we create anxiety? Anxiety, instead of anxiety happening to us, are we happening to anxiety? I do not think so. But he says yes. And then there is placebo nocebo effect, which says that that's the thing. We can make ourselves, even cure cancer. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows how this world works? You just don't know. We are 57 minutes in. 3 minutes more. That's all. That's all you have. And you have been with me for this entire time. That's great. You are literally a friend. I'm taking too much space. I have to go. I should go back. But yeah, I should be like this. And this. I don't know how exactly to set up the camera. Should it go more back? Is this better? I should be smaller. For that, I have to lose weight. 50 likes, and I will do 5 Surya Namaskars. 50 likes. Come on, guys, you can give me 50 likes at least. Hmm. I'm just gonna waste 3 minutes because this is something very classic. I'm not going to read it, or you want me to. Okay, let's just read it. Youth. Ha. Philosopher. Think about it this way. Your friend had the goal of not going out beforehand, and he has been manufacturing a state of anxiety and fear as a means to achieve that goal. In Aldarian psychology, that is called teleology. Youth, you're joking. You're joking, right? My friend has imagined his anxiety and fear both. He has imagined. So, would you go so far as saying that my friend is just pretending to be sick? He is pretending. Are we pretending? All those people who are sick, are those people pretending or they are sick for real? I mean, this is something. I mean, people say dis-ease means you are not at ease. Dis-ease, disease, not at ease, whatever. But are we all pretending? The philosopher is saying, I'm not saying something like that. Heinous crime. Oh, oh God. The philosopher says, and this is classic, and okay, our time is up. This was classic. Okay, let me read it. He is not pretending to be sick. The anxiety and fear your friend is feeling are real. On occasion, he might also suffer from migraines and violent stomach cramps. However, these two are symptoms that he has created in order to achieve the goal of not going out. Sorry, no disrespect to book, but that's it, guys. I'm out. Thank you for being here, and please do subscribe this channel. I will keep on improving myself. I will do better and better and better, and I will get you more books to read, and I will be here as your friend, and you can keep on eating or cleaning your clothes or whatever the hell you are doing, and I'm here for you. And that's it. And that's, I think that should be the enough reason that you want a friend, I want a friend, and we can just subscribe to each other. That's the only way we can stay connected on YouTube. So do subscribe, do like, and do tell me what I can improve next, and what you want me to do next, and what you want me to read. All the good things. See ya, guys. Love you. Bye.